face ripped off for doing this. I'm crawling into the sewer pipe under the road. But I don't see any bobcat. Let me try my phone as a flashlight. Barbed wire, great. I'm guessing this is like a tortoise hole. Looks too small to me for a bobcat. You can see what a great path this bobcat had. He would come out under the fence here and go through that tunnel, and apparently just made a bad decision last night to cross the road. I'm gonna go a little bit further in here. I'm really worried these people have dogs. The alligator carcass, that's just what I wanted to see down here. More evidence of bobcat hunting. The mosquitoes are thick. I'm trying to use every sense I have, looking for any signs of the cat dragging himself in the sand. Trying to tell if he's died, if there would be any smell of decomposure. Might be great for a bobcat. It's not such great travel for a human. Look what a great boma or fort could have here. I don't see him. Gone as far as I can get in this ditch. I'm gonna drive up to the house up there and see if they'll let me come down the back side of their property. I think I'm also gonna go to the other side of that culvert and see if maybe he managed to pull himself all the way through. So there's the ditch, and there is the blood splatter there, all the way up to there, I think. So if I come over onto this side, there's the culvert. Stick my head back down in here. Hello there, Mr. Earthworm. Still looks like a pretty straight shot across, unless he's laying really flat. Well, let's look back in here. What the heck? Great. I'm gonna find a dead body back here. Human or bobcat. You can see where the grass is pushed down. So the bobcat clearly comes this way. Probably other animals as well. None of which I'm too anxious to meet back here. And then there's like, oh my gosh, a huge, big concrete bunker culvert thing. I think what I'm gonna do is drive down a little bit further, because a lot of times when people are traveling by car, they don't realize how far they've gone. So maybe she was a lot further past this nursery, although it really looked like blood splatter on the road to me and some tissue in it. But anyway, I'm gonna check out the easy, likely places first, and then see if I can catch anybody at home. Didn't look like there was anybody home on that parcel that abuts the creek bed, and see if I can go a little bit further back into the creek bed. It looked like it would have been really difficult for a bobcat to drag themselves any further than what I went, but They're amazingly tough creatures. On the opposite side of the road, he would have had to have gone over a fence, and it didn't look like he went under it. It was a pretty good mesh of vegetation at the bottom. Looked like he could have crawled over maybe a 6 or 8 inch high portion of it, but it's hard to believe if he was dragging his back legs, like the lady said on the call. I just called the caller, Tiffany, back to make sure that I was on the right path here and shouldn't be going further down the road, and she insists the bobcat was sitting alongside the road for a while and then came down into this area, this low area. In addition to finding things the cat has eaten, looks like I found things the cat has played with as well. I have a slight sense of death, the smell, but I can't tell if it's small because it's from some of these little carcasses of rats down here, or from the bobcat. Now I'm getting into really thick. I gotta put this down. I had to crawl out of there because it was too thick for me to continue crawling through. And on the other side, it's this. And just no way to know where he could be. No, that explains why it was so dense. The gully doesn't go through there, it's a pipe. Great. So that makes me think that if he's in here, he's surely got to be on the east side of that pipe, because there's just, it's not big enough for him to pull himself through. So I just gotta find the other end of that pipe. The bird's calling out an alarm, but I don't know if that's because of the bobcat or because I'm crashing through the bushes here. Found a place, a break in the bush so that I could get down to the creek bed again. And there's spiders in my hair. So I'm gonna work my way back east to pick up where it got so thick. I'm there because that piece of fencing was the last thing I saw before trying to get through that mess. Alright, so I didn't miss any spots. Wish I had high boots and bug spray. I left my car at these people's house with a business card stuck in the window. Hopefully they won't shoot me. And we'll call first before taking aim or turning loose the dogs. You notice I mentioned dogs a lot? I'm really not a dog person. I was attacked when I was a kid, and that just kind of stuck with me my whole life. You might think, why are you making so much noise looking for this bobcat? And it's because I really need the bobcat to make a sound, make a move, try to get away from me so that I can see him. Because if I sneak up on him, he may just lay still and I won't know where he is. So now we're into this stuff. Alright, I gotta watch for snakes. I really wish I had Jamie with me. She's a much better tracker than I am. But she had to deal with Jeannie needing to be sedated and seen by the vet, and King Tut needs his MRI today, so she had to be available for that. And since I really felt like this cat surely could not have survived, I told her I'd come out and check and call her if I needed medical assistance or catching assistance. Bobcat rehab is not for people who wear contact lenses either. I'm sweating like crazy and can barely see. So every little hole, I've got to I want to make sure there's no way a bobcat could get through that. And here's those pipes. So this looks like it was on the end of the road. The bobcat was trying to get through. No, the bugs are very crazy. Alright. Let me see down these pipes. Maybe through there. And although it's totally unlikely, I've been checking all the trees as well, just in case she managed to, he or she managed to drag herself up there. So, make sure your pepper spray has the lock set to safety before crawling around in the bushes, because I just sprayed my pants with pepper spray, which was better than spraying my face with it. Be a great place to be if I were a bobcat. I'm really worried that given this bobcat's determination to get away from the scene, that it could be a female with kittens. So this ditch is running alongside this house here, and I'm going to leave them a note asking them if we can come back with maybe more people and trample around more in those weeds with high boots, and also to call us if they see the cat or hear anything that sounds like bobcat kittens, which sound like birds, which means we'll probably get called back out here for things that are not bobcats. But they're such a precious resource, and I hate to see even one of them taken out of the wild. I can't even begin to tell you how angry I am that Florida is considering opening up our state parks so that people can blow bobcats to bits for fun. I really hope people watch this and take action in our state and in other states to stop the hunting of bobcats and cougars. They're such a necessary part of our ecosystem, and they're just being exploited for profit for the little bit of money that a $25 hunting permit can bring into the state. I'm writing a note to the homeowner, and I'll leave my business card. It says a bobcat was hit by a car in front last night. A witness called this morning to say she crawled into the ditch on the north side of your lot. I'd like to bring some more volunteers to canvass the ditch. Would you call me to let me know if that's okay? Carol, 813-493-4564. Well, in the small world department, the owner back there, don't know if you can see him, came in while I was traipsing around in his yard and said that his name is Chris Ryan. He's the son of Joe and Sandy Ryan, who were friends of Don's back in the day. Joe has since died. There was a whole big hullabaloo over Lazy Days wanting a piece of property, and Joe Ryan and Don giving them a hard time about it. That cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars, and was going on right at the time that Don disappeared. But I mean, what are the chances that you get called out on a bobcat call and you know the people living there in a city of what, 3 million people? I don't know how many million people we got, 2 million people? That's just crazy. Chris Ryan said that he knows what bobcat kittens sound like, so he will be listening for that, and he feels really connected to this cat now that he knows the story. And so he's going to put on some snake chaps, he said, and he's going to beat the bushes, and told me I can bring some volunteers or interns out here, and we're welcome to go up and down the side of his property and see if we can find the bobcat. The bad news that he gave me is that his neighbor to the west, which appears to be the direction that the bobcat was moving in, has a pit bull that just kills everything that it sees, he said. And if this bobcat is injured, that pit bull's probably going to find it before we do. I hate that. But these people live out in the country, so they don't keep their animals leashed. And I gotta put on my seatbelt. I went back to the sanctuary and got our operations manager, Gail, and 5 of the interns who weren't busy giving tours. And we went out and looked in all of the places that I was unable to get to on my own. The owner was being a little weird and would not allow us to look in the woods behind his house, so that was one area that we were not able to look in, but we were able to traverse the creek beds that lead across the road in both directions, and the side that they're on here leads out to some retention ponds. We didn't find the bobcat, but we feel like that was probably pretty good news. We would leave it alone, because if it can climb a tree, it can catch birds and eggs.
Because I'm like, how are we going to get up that tree to get that bobcat?
I'd just like to know that it's all right.
Yeah. Where's that den?
Yeah. Up until very recently, this guy said this whole thing was just covered. He just recently purchased it and bush hogged it. So a lot of these dens used to be a lot better hidden than they are now.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a bunch of, it's just, yeah, it's just space under the
Good on, Charlie.
Do you see any fur?
Trying to look for anything.
It's very pokey.
Huh?
It's very pokey.
Yeah.
Sharp points.
If they were in a hurry, they probably...
A hole in the fence?
Looks like something dug under.
armadillos or something going back and forth. We get that a lot at the sanctuary.
Yeah, we saw 3.
Yeah, that's probably like
Today?
an armadillo or something.
A few days ago.
Oh. Thought you meant on your hunt today. I saw a squirrel. That's the only living thing I've seen.
Mosquitoes.
And mosquitoes. I saw a couple of mosquitoes.
Does this count?
When did you see an armadillo? At the front gate.
Oh yeah, I was with you for
Yeah,
that.
there were 3 of them. I'm so jealous.
They're so cute.
So today we just went out and did our first ever bobcat hunt, and it was really exciting. I'm afraid we didn't actually find the bobcat, which can be a good sign, because it means that it was healthy enough to be able to move on to wherever it needs to be. How was it for you, Kelly?
It was awesome. It was really fun looking for all the different signs. It was awesome seeing like places in the ground that you knew other animals were, and seeing what else is there.
We saw a place where it looked like something could have been led down. So we checked that out, but then there was lots of rabbit poop, so we decided that it was a rabbit instead.
Oh, it was really awesome. I was hoping we would find it if it was hurt, but like Charlotte said, I'm glad that hopefully it's fine. We did find a lot of other things like bugs and burr, so that was good.
Yeah, lots of burr.
All of the burr and mosquitoes.
It was cool using all the skills that we learned at the sanctuary, like looking through the grass for poop and everything, to try and apply that to a wild bobcat.
You guys found so much poop. It was so big.
Yeah, we did find lots of poop.
Hey, Natalie, don't forget, we found that fox or coyote poop.
Yeah, we did. We found coyote poop, so there's going to be something else out there that's really interesting.
That is interesting. There was lots of holes in old dens as well that we found in old logs that were, they could have been previous old dens of other animals. So there was a lot of tortoises around that area, so it could have been for them. Anything else anyone wants to add?
No.
Woo! Go Big Cat Rescue!
Thanks for taking us out.
Thanks!